For All the Jural Assemblies Part 28 Global Municipal Jurisdiction by Anna von Reitz. We could also call this section, From Trade to Commerce. When we engage in peaceful national and international trade, this is a private and natural right held under our own authority. This is the realm in which we are supposed to use our good name, also known as given name, also known as trade name, the name that our fathers and mothers gave us at birth. We are naturally unincorporated and sovereign entities when we stand on the land and soil of our geographically defined states. However, when we venture into the international jurisdiction of the sea or upon the navigable inland waterways to engage in trade with corporations or people from other countries, we are considered to be acting as foreign Situs Trusts temporarily under the care of the British Monarch, who owes us safe passage, aid and assistance, so long as we are claiming our birthright political status as American state nationals or American state citizens. If, however, we allow ourselves to be misrepresented as federal citizens of any sort, no such guarantees apply. The same name applied to a federal citizen may be mistaken for a stateless person, and stateless persons can be attacked, salvaged, and plundered under the laws of the sea. So, how does this work? All federal citizens are stateless persons of one kind or another, because their states are all inchoate states, incomplete, non-physical, incorporated franchises of, from our perspective, foreign governments and foreign commercial corporations. These corporate franchises are foreign first and foremost because they are not functioning as people. They are functioning as legal fiction persons. The instant that your state national political status is stolen from you as a baby, and your good name is misidentified as that of a U.S. citizen, you are labeled as a federal citizen and deprived of all the protections and guarantees and property rights you are heir to. You and your estate can be pillaged and salvaged, and the Queen, who is supposed to be acting as your protector, won't say a thing. Indeed, she will laugh all the way to the bank. This is because federal citizens have no natural and unalienable rights, and their inchoate states, properly called states of states, are not parties to our constitutions and other treaties with Great Britain. Only the actual geographically defined states and physical people have access to the constitutional guarantees as intended. States of states and incorporated persons are not generally covered by these agreements. So when we claim our proper birthright political status as American state nationals or American state citizens, our business is our own on the land and soil of our state, and when we venture out in the wider world, we are under the protection of the British Queen. If we do not claim our proper birthright political status and wind up identified as a federal citizen of some kind, we are considered temporary residents on the land and soil of our own state, we are unable to actually own our own land, and we have no constitutional guarantees, only duties to perform. This circumstance above all others underlines the advantage and importance of retaining your birthright political status. This is just the first round. What happens to us when we are innocently engaging in international trade and are mistaken accidentally on purpose for federal citizens? There is another level to this same basic identity theft, misrepresentation scam that occurs when we enter the global realm of commerce and are mistaken for fully incorporated entities, persons. In the international land jurisdiction where our states of the Union naturally abide, there are no living people. Instead, we function as people. State citizens are functioning as officials and officers of our states, jurors, sheriffs, justices, electors, and so on, while state nationals function as inheritors and may also be electors. In the global municipal jurisdiction there are no people either, just fully incorporated commercial corporations chartered by various governments, operating under the names of people, e.g., John Philip Sousa, as well as more familiar commercial corporations like General Electric. The municipal jurisdiction is global in nature and is organized as separate municipalities that operate as international city-states and charter all these fully incorporated commercial corporations. Municipal jurisdiction is also called the Empire of the City, meaning Rome under the auspices of the Holy See, and since 1929, Vatican City, which has set up and operated all the municipal charters on Earth. This model of government is based on the plenary oligarchy of ancient Rome, under the Caesars, which established independent city-states and Roman territories throughout the world. The municipality of Washington, D.C. is set up as a plenary oligarchy run by members of the Municipal United States Congress under Article 1 Section 8, Clause 17. It is an independent, international city-state created under a municipal charter doing business as the United States, run in turn by a municipal corporation, doing business as the Municipal Corporation of the District of Columbia. The District of Columbia itself is meanwhile operated as a territorial democracy doing business as the United States of America. Similar independent international city-state organizations have been chartered all over the world. Some of the principal members that boast their own flags are the Municipality of Washington, D.C., the Inner City of London, Vatican City, the United Nations, and the City of New York. These chartered municipal entities engage in international affairs and international trade, and then go one step further and charter franchises for themselves known as commercial corporations, or persons. Thus, the Municipal Corporation of the District of Columbia, a doing business name of the Municipality of Washington, D.C., an independent international city-state doing business as the United States, Incorporated, has chartered the United States, Canada, Detroit, John Philip Sousa, Westminster, Pennsylvania, over 185,000 such municipal franchises. Plus, via its United States franchise and its state of Maine and state of Texas and other franchises, hundreds of millions of individual franchises, named after each and every one of us, have been created without our knowledge or consent. The global municipal jurisdiction is the realm of commerce, which is business between two fully incorporated entities, meaning that these entities are not just legal fictions. They are legal fictions created and chartered by other legal fictions, and are another step or two or three removed from the realm of actual living people. A wide variety of legal persons can participate in international trade, including unincorporated mom and pop American businesses called doing business under state national and state citizen names like Lisa Ann Purdue, or John's Auto Body Shop, or U.S. citizen names like John George Walton. Without firmly declared provenance recorded, Americans, or registered, U.S. citizens also known as federal citizens, the capacity in which any person is acting is left up to presumption. Not surprisingly, the Queen's territorial henchmen have chosen to presume that we are not acting in our birthright capacity, are therefore owed no protection and no constitutional guarantees. They have deliberately falsified the evidence in their favor by registering our names and leaving us clueless that any of this was going on and equally clueless that we needed to declare and record our birthright political status as Americans. The municipal government has been just as busy registering its own franchises in our names. As a result, we can, if we so wish, operate as British territorial citizens under the Spanish laws of the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, or we can operate as municipal citizens under the laws of the Municipality of Washington, D.C., or as citizens of the United States, municipal franchise, or as United States citizens, territorial franchise, or we can say no to all this fraudulent undisclosed identity theft and operate as we are meant to operate, by declaring our natural birthright political status, exercising our own country's sovereignty, and enforcing the actual constitution owed to us. Please note that the municipal United States is specifically limited to the 10 miles square of Washington, D.C., and the purpose of letting Congress run the city as a plenary oligarchy in the first place was to provide an equal meeting ground, not to launch a competing, commercial government made out of paper and hot air and false claims in commerce. The responsibility for these travesties lies both upon the members elected to serve as delegates to unstipulated congresses, and upon the foreign governments and governmental services corporations that have allowed, promoted, and profited from these activities. The unrestrained corruption of the municipal United States Congress is also the particular responsibility of the Roman Catholic Church and the Holy Roman Empire, which issued the municipal charters and failed to oversee them. As this is written, many key municipal charters have been revoked and the offending corporations have been or are being liquidated for cause. However, the same guilty parties running these crime syndicates as service organizations have been allowed to reapply for new municipal charters and to shelter their ill-gotten gains, so that a true good faith correction is lacking. By substituting foreign corporate franchises, in effect, their own persons, to replace and usurp upon the living American people, our states, and our lawful persons, these criminals have endeavored to steal our identities one by one, to falsely indebt us and accrue debt against our public and private assets, to set up a gigantic national mortgage fraud, and to embezzle trillions of dollars out of our country's economy. Again, although this is a summary discussion, it should be clear to any American that there is compelling reason and advantage in reclaiming and retaining our birthright political status as American state nationals and American state citizens, and very significant adverse consequences from allowing anyone to consider you a municipal citizen, as all municipal citizens are by definition debtors, criminals, and slaves because they are criminals. See the 13th and 14th Amendments to the Territorial Constitution made by the Scottish corporation doing business as the United States of America, Incorporated, in 1868. Please hit subscribe, like, share, embed, and get ready for many more Anna von Reitz videos.